This project is about Carlos's individual and transactional factors of success. Based on what we've come to understand about Carlos in a situation both at school and at home, we would like to focus our attention on the major factors that may be inhibiting his academic progress and success. The four major factors we would like to highlight are the possibility of a language barrier, both the quantity and quality of parental support, the classroom and/or school environment Carlos is in, and finally, Carlos's motivation to do well in school. These factors can also be categorized as individual or transactional factors. Transactional factors are directly impacted by environmental or situational factors, while individual factors are considered more inherent to the individual and possibly tied to a person's genetic makeup. Several indicators lead us to believe that language plays a dominant role in Carlos's poor academic performance, the first being that he is relatively new to the English language with only 2 years of experience. Also, Spanish is the primary language spoken at home, though English is encouraged for all homework assignments. In the classroom, Carlos is unable to communicate in group discussions and has a limited understanding of text and materials. The roots of this language barrier is clearly transactional, evidence being that if Carlos were in a Spanish-speaking classroom, it is doubtful that these same deficiencies would be taking place. Carlos himself has said that his peers and teachers speak too fast and that he has trouble following what is being said. The second factor affecting Carlos's performance at school is the lack of effective parental support at home, which seems to stem from some fundamental cultural differences. Traditionally, the Hispanic culture focuses on moral achievement rather than academic achievement. Carlos's mother repeatedly states that Carlos is a good boy and that everything will be all right despite his academic downfalls. His mother also has a more permissive approach to parenting in that she is warm and accepting but uninvolved, particularly in Carlos's education. Additionally, Carlos lacks a father who models and encourages good work habits and skill at reading and writing. The cultural differences in values translate into limited assistance and direct academic support at home. The root of this factor is again transactional. An increased understanding of cultural values on both the part of the school staff and Carlos's mother could enhance the academic support Carlos receives at home in making it more aligned with the school's efforts and goals in helping Carlos succeed. The third factor that's playing a role in Carlos's development is the classroom and our school environment. Burke states that teenagers' perceptions of the sensitivity and flexibility of their school learning environments contribute substantially to successful school transitions. Cohn suggests that students should feel connected to their peers and that they should experience the classroom as a safe community, not a place of isolation, much like Carlos feels, as he mentions in his interview that he tries to be unnoticed, so his peers don't think he's dumb, like Mr. Haberly apparently does. Also, students should have a say in what, how, and why they're learning, Cohn says. As for content, it's clear that Carlos is motivated as he tells his interviewer that he dreams to be a doctor one day, which involves a great deal of math. Instead, the real problem may be that the work itself is not meaningful, engaging, or relevant. Carlos's performance in class is severely hindered due to Mr. Haberly's lack of sensitivity and effort in Carlos's progress. Therefore, this classroom is a negative environment that fosters problems concerning Carlos's transactional development. In order for him to improve and to be engaged, this classroom must transform into a positive one for all students. Carlos's success in school is also greatly impacted by his level of motivation, which is directly impacted by his academic success, as well as his assessment of how valuable the information will be to him in the future. As Carlos continues to struggle with his schoolwork, helping him attribute his successes and failures to effort rather than to ability will help him maintain his motivation to continue to try to learn and succeed. Carlos also seems to struggle making the connection between his success in school and his goal of becoming a doctor. The course of natural development accounts for a heightened sense of social comparison and desires for peer acceptance. Carlos often compares himself to his peers and talks about how he doesn't want to look dumb by asking questions or asking for help. Carlos's desire for social interaction and belonging decreases his motivation to participate in class and ask for help when needed. One area of his life that Carlos seems to have great confidence in is his moral behavior. As indicated earlier, the impact of his mother's emphasis on doing the right thing seems to have stuck. Capitalizing on this confidence may help Carlos's teachers engage him in other academic areas. While some of his motivation may be first glance seem to be rooted in individual factors, there are ways in which the people Carlos interacts with can help motivate him to keep trying to succeed through apparent difficulty. In conclusion, we feel these four major factors should be considered more carefully in order to raise Carlos's academic achievement and success. The transactional nature of each of these factors supports the case that action can be taken to adjust the situation and environment Carlos now finds himself in. By making these changes, we are confident that Carlos can improve his current situation and will ultimately succeed.